welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. Today I'm making some beautiful little mini cakes, and these are Victoria sponge cakes. So very traditional, but we're going to make these in the Ninja Foodie. They're lovely if you've got people coming, maybe feel like a little afternoon tea. They're great just for kids as well, and it's just nice because you get little portions. So perfect if you don't want to have a massive cake that takes loads of people to eat it. I've made loads of mini cakes before using my silicone mold, so I know they work really well. So I fancied giving it a go with something a little bit more traditional today. I hope you enjoy the recipe. If you do, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you're new here. And if you do want my full written recipes, then they're available over on my website, which is www.susannahskitchen.uk. So let's get in the kitchen. Let's go and make these beautiful cakes. So unfortunately, when I recorded this video, my microphone doesn't appear to be working, but I thought I'll do a voiceover for you, tell you what I'm doing here. So I'm using the Ninja silicone mold, which I find to be really good. It fits in the Ninja perfectly, and I normally put it on the rack and just lower it into the pot when I want to bake something in it. So we start off with a food mixer, and I've got my bowl on my scales here, and I used 100 grams of, you can use butter or you can use stalk margarine, both work just as well. And then you want to use equal amounts of caster sugar, so I just weigh that into the butter. And then what you want to do is cream these together, and when I say cream them together, it means to mix them until they're really light and fluffy, and they become slightly lighter in colour and texture. Now you're going to need to crack in 2 eggs and then mix this together once again. Once that's well combined, you then want to go in with your vanilla extract. And extract is stronger than essence, which is why I use that. And I like 2 teaspoons in this recipe, because remember, these sponges are plain. So if you add that vanilla, it's going to give lots of flavour, and it works really well with the cream and the jam. And now for the dry ingredients, 100 grams again, and that is self-raising flour that I'm weighing into the bowl here. You'll also need a teaspoon of baking powder, and as you can see here, I'm just mixing that by hand to make sure that is well combined. And I like to add a little splash of milk and then mix that again, and that just loosens the batter slightly. It's optional, you don't have to do it. It's something my mum's always done, so I often do it when I'm baking my cakes. I always grease my silicone liner here just to make sure that those cakes are definitely going to pop out without any problem. So just grease them with a little bit of butter or margarine, whatever you're using, and then just try and get your mixture in, but kind of do it as equally as you possibly can. It's not always that easy, and I'm definitely not very accurate, but fill those up and then they're going to be ready to go on to bake. So now they're sitting in the Ninja pot on the rack, and I find this is perfect for baking these. We go over to the bake option, and I turn down the temperature to 180 degrees. And I find that these normally take between 20 and 25 minutes, dependent on the ingredients you've actually got in there. So I set this for 25, and then I kept an eye on them, and they did actually cook a little bit quicker than that. So these took around 22 minutes, and I used a skewer just to check them, just like this as I'm showing you here. And as long as that comes out clean, you're pretty safe and you know that they're cooked. Now they are quite brown on the top of them, and that does happen in the Ninja. I don't worry about this because I like to cut off those very top sections, and they become my base, and that way I can then decorate them. And of course you can still eat those sections if you want to, or you can just discard those. I remove them from the pot and then I let them cool in the silicone. By doing this, they should then pop out really easily once they're cool enough. So you can see I have just cut the end off of that one. So that was the top that you saw baking in the mould. And then that way I can turn them up like this and we can decorate them. I'm going to be cutting these in half so we can fill the middle as well. Okay, so I've got all my little cakes prepared here. So I'll show you the first one. So now I've got a base by cutting that section off. I've cut it in half and then we have got a top section here. I've done the same for all of them. So simply just slice them in half. And now we want to add to them the jam and then the cream. So I'm just using a shop bought jam. You can use strawberry or raspberry, you choose. So just one, probably like a little teaspoon, I would say, in each one, but it's up to you how much you add in. So you don't want it to spill too much. It's quite nice and thick, so hopefully that will hold. A little bit of trial and error, isn't it? And then with my cream, I have whipped that up and I have added some icing sugar. There you go, look at that. I'm not going to pipe mine or anything. I mean, you could make it look a lot prettier, I'm sure. And then I'm going to add the top. Oh, look at that. It is oozing in the middle, nice and full. And I'm going to fill the rest now, and then we're going to sprinkle them with icing sugar, and I'll show you what they look like. Here they are. They're not perfect by any means, because when you cook these in the Ninja, they do come out slightly different sizes, but I still think that they look absolutely adorable, and they are going to taste beautiful with that jam and that cream in the middle, and they've got that vanilla sponge, a little bit of icing sugar on top. And how quick and easy are they to make?